I remember that evening along the coast, our sticks in the mud, our shoes half lost. The sea below was breathing slow, and the rain began to fall. We climbed through fences, soaked and free, two strangers to comfort, but not to the sea. The sky turned gray, then silver, then gone, and the day slipped quietly on. It was only one day, just the end of the light, from 6 until 10, till the road turned to night. The rain on our faces, the laughter, the cold, just 4 hours of living, but they never grow old. We climbed the fence through the farmer's field, unsure what the dark might conceal. We laughed but we listened, the ground felt near, half afraid a bull might appear. The rails were wet and the air was thin. We followed the tracks as the dark crept in. Our headlamps cut the fog in two, and the road kept pulling us through. A door, a voice, the smell of bread, a roof for the night, a place for our heads, and all we had left was the sound of the rain and the peace that it left behind. It was only one day, just the edge of the rain, the cliffs and the ocean, remembering our names. No songs, no crowds, no stories to hold, just 4 hours of silence that never grows old. Some moments don't fade, they just wait in the grave, like the world holds its breath for the end of a day. And if I return when the sunlight is gone, I'll still hear the echoes that carry us on. It was only one day, and it's still in my mind, the warmth of the rain, the road left behind. We were tired and laughing, too human to fold, just 4 hours of meaning that never grows old. The house still sleeps, the kettle sings, the morning hums on gentle strings. Steam from the cup drifts through the air, the smell of earth, the mind laid bare. The old dog stirs but stays and dreams. The street outside just softly breathes, and I sit still, the world half made, just coffee, thought and quiet shade. No need to chase, no need to run, the day's not lost, it's just begun. In moments small, the truth is clear, I'm most alive when no one's here. Another day, another start, the dark still wrapped around my heart. Before the noise, before the calls, I find my peace in empty halls. The sun will come, I let it stay, I don't need more, just one more day. first bird sings, the light turns gold. The stories in my head unfold. The paper rustles, clocks complain, but I don't rush, I just remain. The world will spin, it always does, but I'm right here and that's enough. The air is clean, the mind unchained. The art begins where stillness reigns. And oh, how fragile this can be, the quiet breath before the sea. Each dawn's a gift, it fades too fast, but I can hold it while it lasts. And another day, another start. The dark dissolves, it warms my heart. The light breaks in through window glass, and I forget what came to pass. Descending, crying slow, I watch it stay and thank no world for one more day. Ooh, one more, oh, one more day. There's one more day. Steps fall heavy down the stair, hollow echoes filtered air. A sign reads line 2, Salvation South. I taste the city in my mouth. Doors slide wide, fluorescent bloom. 1,000 screens baptize the gloom. I take my seat, the rail hums low. The underground begins to glow. Doors sealed tight, confession time. Each phone sings a sacred rhyme. Faces bow in pixel light, thumbs reciting through the night. A voice inside their heads repeats, you need more, upgrade, compete. They chant it soft, devout and true. Salvation's just a click or two. We still pray, we never quit. We just change the name of it. No more God, no more sin. Now the holy lives within the screen. We mock the cross, but bless the feet. We preach compassion built on greed. Our hymns are trends, our saints are brands. We praise ourselves with folded hands. There's a mirror in every feed, a market built on make-believe. They whisper, grow, invest, ascend, and sell you purpose on the trend. 1,000 coaches clone your pain and trademark hope for private gain. They call it freedom, call it wealth, but every prayer begins with self. We still pray to who we were. Every doubt, a small detour. Bless the burn, the brand, the plan. Forgive me, for I am my fan. A carriage 9, a prophet cries, his flag reflected in his eyes. He swears his truth can cleanse the land, his fury glowing in his hand. The crowd divides, belief disdain. 2 choirs humming the same refrain. They crown their saints, they damn the rest. Each side convinced their hate is blessed. Then sudden stillness, power gone. Screens go black, the sermon's done. A cough, a sigh, a blink, a stare. We meet like people breathing air. For one brief breath, the spell is thin. I almost feel the calm again. The train resumes its steady drone, each rider kneeling to their phone. Their eyes are wide, their posture bowed. Each whisper drowned beneath the crowd. Keep scrolling, just a little more. They're glowing, God's demand a chore. Forward, upward, trance and chain. The faithful stare through endless pain. We still pray, we never quit. We just change the name of it. No more God, no more sin. Now the holy lives within the screen. We mock the cross, but bless the feet. We preach compassion built on greed. Our hymns are trends, our saints are brands. We praise ourselves with folded hands. Our hymns are trends, our saints are brands. We praise ourselves with folded hands. Doors fly wide, yet none depart. The prophet hums, the wheels restart. I see myself in windows glow. The same believer I used to know. Maybe heaven's underground. It hums, it moves, it circles round. Maybe grace is just a sign. Next stop, progress and a line. Wheels up, passport open, head open. I left my block for a wider lane. Found truth where the tuk-tuks braid the rain. Thailand, spirit houses, garden doors. Many shrines feed ghosts with rice and chores. Songkran splashes, old year rinsed. Laughing, you're cleansed, that's common sense. I learned a blessing cost a grin, and problems shrink when you zoom them in. Get out your head, get out your town. Let strangers lift your burdens down. The world is big, your bubble small. Walk long enough, you hear us all. Open roads, open eyes. We ain't that different, we just disguise. Mexico, marigolds, candles bright. A friend does glow through velvet night. Hand in work, though photos framed. Love says the names that time unnamed. In Georgia, toast rise mountains high. Tamada speaks, the douse run dry. King Kylie steaming, Van Stone towers. Respect grows tall like wildflowers. Oh, get out your head, get out your town. Let strangers lift your burdens down. The world is big, your bubble small. Walk long enough, you hear us all. Open roads, open eyes. We ain't that different, we just disguise. Japan, Torii gates like breaths in red. Wash hands, ring bells, bow the head. Oban lanterns, rivers of light. We dance with the past and call it nights. Asian, no high, new suits, new vows. Grown by the weight that the future allows. Korea, Chuseok, tables bend. Just appears where the bloodlines mend. Kimchi, heat, and solo bows. Family roots like living vows. Spain, throws tomatoes, joy off script. And that clock's like siesta trips. Central Europe counts by tens. The states sell dreams with sharper pens. We chase our ladders, grade by grade, till meaning's taxed and smiles are paid. But sitting still in a market square, I found my breath already there. Get out your head, get out your town. Let go, look around. The world is big, your bubble small. Walk on, stand tall. Open roads, open eyes. We ain't that different, we just disguise. I learned, sorry, 12 ways, thanks in 15. Messed up chopsticks, still got clean. Shared a seed, shared bread, shared names. Kept the stories, left the frames. Ooh, if you You wanna be the kind of man who's calm, admired, free, but not the kind who has to bleed for any of the three. You want the love that lasts, but not the slow repair, the body that's desired, but not the gym, the doubt, the care. You say it's all unfair, and sometimes that is true, but what you do about it still belongs to you. You don't just want the outcome, you want it without price. But every better life is built on sacrifice. You say you want it easy, well, that option isn't real. You're always gonna struggle, it's just choosing what you'll feel. You don't solve the suffering, you just learn to like the strain. Happiness is just a more convenient kind of pain. You act like life just happens, like you're dragged along the ride, but every road you didn't take was still a choice inside. You say you're overwhelmed, and maybe that is true, but most of what you're carrying is what you didn't do. You want a life that matters, but that's never neutral ground. It means you chose the battles and the things that wear you down. You did not avoid the problem, you decided not to fight, then call it bad luck later when it slowly shapes your life. You say you want it easy, well, that option isn't real. You're always gonna struggle, it's just choosing what you'll feel. You don't solve the suffering, you just learn to like the strain. Happiness is just a more convenient kind of pain. Hoping not deciding was a clever way to cope, a quiet abdication that you dressed up as just hope. But every time you step aside, you shape a smaller life, defined by what you wouldn't face and what you wouldn't fight. You were never meant to win by getting out alive, or find a life so careful that it never had to strive. The whole thing turns the moment that you finally understand. A good life is a wound you chose with open eyes and steady hands. One day you'll be living what you planned. Nice place, keys already in your hand, but still something's always left undone. No time, just another thing to run. Gold ring, 7,000 for the stone. Late nights, office lights are always on. Sunday, still another thing to do. No rest, just the life you're living through. One day you'll count the time instead of things. All these things never gave you anything. pass, easy now to name the cost. Fancy life built from hours slowly lost. Old friends, mostly stories now you tell. No time, that was how you lost them well. They said it's not wrong the way you live, it just takes more of you than you should give. In the end, you don't measure what you own, only time. You were never really home. Count the time instead of things. All these things never gave you anything. Right now, you're still trading time for things. It wasn't like they tried too hard. They didn't make a speech, just dropped it in between the lines of things they used to preach. Said you'll see what matters most, it's smaller than you think. I smiled and tried to listen close, then let it slowly sink. They said the real won't need a chase. It's always there, it holds its place. I heard it clear, still chase the far. Like novelty is worth the scar. About it now and then, said we should meet, said we should try. Turn soon enough to once again, and watched it slowly pass us by. I knew the weight of what was there, just never held it long enough. It didn't leave, it stayed right there. I just kept choosing other stuff. They said the real won't need a chase. It's always there, it holds its place. I heard it clear, still chase the far. Like novelty is worth the scar. He said it wasn't sudden, it just went. 60 years got quietly spent on things that felt too big to miss, and none of them were really this. The friends you thought you'd always see turned into names and memories, and all the moments meant to last were things your mind kept walking past. They said the real won't need a chase. It's always there, it holds its place. I knew it then, I know it now. Just never lived it out somehow. There's a quiet in the corners where the daylight never stays, where the dust keeps little secrets that the world has thrown away. I always love the ones who never walk the straight white line, the ones who talk to empty rooms and say they're doing fine. You stand there in the doorway, coat half on, half out of place, wearing all your tiny oddness like a hidden kind of grace. The kid who studies every sumo bout at night, keeping scores on folding napkins in a weak fluorescent light. The crooked little building with its windows leaning wrong, still humming with a history that never fit the song. And that dog who stares for hours at a corner of the wall, like he sees another universe that doesn't speak at all. Maybe I'm just wired for the flicker in your eyes, for the places that are quiet, where the normal never tries. I find the beauty in the strange, in every broken clock you keep, hands forever pausing where the hours start to sleep, and all your little habits that you hide behind your face. I see a map of constellations slightly out of place, in forgotten corners where your scattered stories live. You think there's something shameful, I see something there to give. Oh, the world feels rearranged when I fall into the beauty in the strange. I always like the way you hum a song. No one can name how you laugh at wrong moments and you never sound the same. You collect the broken teacups, say they've earned their little scars, line them on the sill like wounded veterans of distant wars. I like the little wind-up bird with paint chipped off its head, still trying to remember all the skies from which it fled. Maybe all our edges are the reason that we're real. Maybe all the crooked stories are the ones that help us heal. I find the beauty in the strange, in every habit you conceal, like counting all the lampposts just to prove the street is real, in every scrap of folklore that the elders filed away, in the market selling objects no one knows quite how to name, in the stories stitched together from the world's peculiar range. That's where I keep wandering, through the beautiful, beautifully strange. So if you ever feel too twisted for the straight and narrow town, if you ever think your colors are the wrong way upside down, come sit with me in shadows where the outcasts like to meet. We'll trade our little secrets like old records on repeat. 'Cause I was never good at shining where the spotlight likes to land. I was made for all the places no one else can understand. I find the beauty in the strange, where the broken clocks all chime, out of step and out of rhythm with the marching band of time, and the way you lose your sentences and start again midway, or the way you treasure fragments other hands were cast away. In the galaxies of oddities, the daylight keeps at bay, where the broken stars and streetlights hum a quiet cabaret. Oh, the night feels rearranged when I fall into the beauty in the strange. So let your restless fingers trace the cracks across your face. Let every odd and aching part still have a sacred place. I'll be here in all your silence and your unfinished space, wrapping all that's beautifully strange in a quiet, loving embrace. I've walked through towns that fade with rain, each one a lesson, soft and plain. The road keeps turning, never still. It moves the heart before the will. Each face I pass reflects my own. Each voice becomes a gentle tone. No place to claim, yet all my own. The long way home. Travel loosens what we've known. Lets the world become our home. And every step says soft in tone, you're here already, halfway home. Maybe home's not made of stone, but moments shared and seeds we've sown. It's not the roof that blocks the sky, but what we keep when things go by. I filled the nights with songs in vans, through shifting roads and quiet lands. And what I find I've always known, the long way home. Travel loosens what we've known. Lets the world become our home. And every step says soft in tone, you're here already, halfway home. I've slept in cars in fields of dew, seen morning break with something new. A stranger's kindness, warm and brief, has healed more deeply than belief. The rain has washed, the sun has dried the parts I lost, the ones I hide. And still I walk, though roots have grown. The long way home. Travel loosens what we've known. Lets the world become our home. And every step says soft in tone, you're here already, halfway home. The end's a word, the path's a prayer, each breath a place, I'm always there. The road's not mine, yet feels my own. It is the long way home. Travel loosens what we've known. Lets the world become our home. And every step says soft in tone, you're here already, halfway home. Maybe love's the road we take, that bends but never seems to break. Each mile a vow, each pause a song that says we've known it all along. I found my peace in what's unknown. The long way home. Travel loosens what we've known. Lets the world become our home. And every step says soft in tone, you're here already, halfway home. The road falls silent, stars align. Each turn behind me still feels mine. I close my eyes, there's nothing near, and yet it feels like home is here. used to talk till the morning light, dreaming big in the dead of night. Swore we'd never grow old or wise. Now the mirror's got our father's eyes. The moon has moved, but I was looking away. The stars stayed still, but the sky turned gray. The world kept spinning, it's funny and true. The moon has moved, and so have you. So have you. My niece is dancing to some new song. She says our sound ancient, I sing along. Her world's electric, fast and bright. Mine runs on coffee and soft delight. The moon has moved, I swear overnight. The kids are glowing and I dim my light. But there's a peace in old and new. The moon has moved, and that's what moons do. And that's what moons do. Every age thinks it's the first to see the endless road to who will be. But the night repeats its gentle groove, and every soul learns the moon will move. The moon will move. Oh, then the moon has moved, and it's alright. We're still here under the same old light. If time's a wave, I'll let it roll through. The moon has moved, and I have too. Didn't see it go, but I'm glad it did. My phone went dark at 2:30, like it had better things to do. I held it up against the sun and thought the world had come undone. But there was coffee in the air and someone laughing somewhere there. A dog asleep beside a door, and I had time to walk some more. Maybe silence has a sound when all the noises settle down. Maybe lost is just a way of letting life come back today. I don't need the whole world near to notice what was always here. Funny how the smallest things grow louder when the quiet sings. I passed a street I always knew, but somehow saw it all brand new. The way the light fell through the trees, the quiet rhythm in the breeze. I must have walked for hours then, and time just loosened up again. And every step just seemed to be a place the day had saved for me. Maybe silence has a sound when all my wanting settles down. Maybe lost is just the way the heart remembers how to stay. I don't need need the whole world near to find the morning waiting here. Funny how the smallest things feel bigger when the quiet sings. The silence didn't feel like it felt like being handed back a little piece of time and space, a little sunlight on my face. Maybe silence has a sound like bare feet on the common ground. Maybe lost is just the way life finds room to come and stay. I don't need the whole world near, just one slow breath, the sky right here. Funny how the smallest things start dancing when the quiet sings. Funny how the smallest things start dancing when the quiet sings. When the quiet sings. When the quiet sings. You're walking through the evening crowd, the faces blur, the noise is loud. A stranger frowns, you take it wrong, but they've just lived a different song. The glare you feared was aimed at you, the thinking builds and something do. We carry storms that pass right through, but none of them belong to you. So breathe a little, let it slide. The world spins fast on every side. Not every look, not every cue is half as personal as you. The world isn't against you, they're just stuck in their thread. Most people think of you one breath and jump back into their own head. You're not the reason, you're not their fear, you're just a someone passing through their sphere. You're waiting on a sign at work, but everyone has pains that alert. You think they've pushed you to the side, but they're just fighting their own tide. A phone call missed, a mail unsent, you think it speaks of some intent, but most of life is simply this, a moment lost in busyness. So let the doubts fall out of view. The world's not coded against you. Not every silence hides a clue. Most hearts are tired just as you. The world isn't against you, they're just stuck in their thread. Most people think of you one breath and jump back into their own head. You're not the reason, you're not their fear, you're just a someone passing through their sphere. Think life keeps a score, but one kind smile unlocks the door. A stranger's grin on a stressful day, and suddenly the storms give way. The world isn't against you, they're just stuck in their thread. Most people think of you one breath and jump back into their own head. You're not the reason, you're not their fear, you're just a someone passing through their sphere. Relax your hands, release the strain. Not every cloud predicts your rain. The world holds billions passing through, yet still makes room for one like you. Body aligned to a global demand, veins stretched out through a hostile land. Pressure sits in a narrow span, every pulse held in a single hand. Arteries meet where the borders strain, every drop flows through a fragile vein. Sign it quick in a climate of pain, life gets priced in a pressure game. Black in the bloodstream, moving through tension. Tracked in a corridor built on contention. Hands in the system start testing the limit, learning how quickly a flow can be finished. Surgeons of power with timing precise, cut at the point that will maximize price. Call it defense, call it control. Slow down the blood till it serves the goal. Price on the pulse, pulse pressure locked tight where the arteries close. Run the veins dry, cut flow, supply, hold it in place while the value explodes. Hold it in place while the value explodes. Lines converge where the borders collide. Pressure sits where the currents divide. Every pulse held in the tide. Flow gets trapped where the tensions rise. Ships in a queue where the margins rise. Every pulse seen through narrowed eyes. Sign it quick or the system denies. Life gets cut where the current dries. Black in the channel, locked in position. Flow redirected by forced inhibition. Hands in control, stop pulling the wire. Turning the bloodstream into a fire. Cut at the neck where the pressure is clean. Hold it in place till it spikes on the screen. Call it a move, call it a play. If it still runs, there's more to drain. Price on the pulse, pulse pressure locked tight where the arteries close. Run the veins dry, cut flow, supply, hold it in place while the value explodes. Hold it in place while the value explodes. Flow, pressure shapes so the margins grow. Nothing random, nothing unknown. Every pulse something someone owns. Black as a currency, thick in the vein. Value extracted from measurable pain. Call it survival, call it a chain. Body intact just to harvest again. Price on the pulse. Run the veins dry. They said, don't follow the beat. They said, don't move your feet. They said, don't drink too much. They said, don't let them touch. twisted trees, bare feet and mud, warm wine on my teeth, masks in the dark, eyes burning bright. They smiled like they knew I'd stay the night. The ground was breathing, the air was thick, laughter broke loose like a dangerous trick. Someone whispered my name like a spell I forgot, and the forest leaned in and I did not stop. They said let go, not softly, not kind. Leave your order, leave your mind. Hands on my shoulders, wine on my tongue. Every rule I knew was already undone. Dionysos, take the crown from my head. Dionysos, pour me into the red, in the drum, in the wine, in the heat that I choose. I forget who I was, I remember you. I remember you. Satyrs dancing, teeth and skin, hoofbeats pounding what's left within. Women turning like smoke and flame. No more faces, no more names. Flutes cut sharp like breath on glass. Time dissolves, no future, no past. I tried to stand, the earth pulled me down. I laughed too loud as I lost the ground. No king, no law, no fixed design. Only rhythm, sweat and wine. I felt myself start to tear apart. Not flesh, not bone, but the shape of my heart. Dionysos, break the line I defend. Dionysos, let the animal in the drum, in the wine, in the truth I abuse. I forget who I was, I remember you. They say you were torn. They say you were born again. Blood on his face, horns in his mane. A god who unmakes you to stitch you again. Not joy, but the dead that pleasure commands. Ecstasy tearing with merciless hands. Pleasure and flame, in the drum, in the wine, in the loss I choose. I'm no longer mine, I am you. I am you. Returns, they'll call it madness, they'll name it excess, they'll dress it in sadness. But deep in the forest, beyond reason and time, the drums still remember, their breath still aligned. They love a tidy storyline, a ladder and a ring, a mortgage like a medal, proof you did the proper thing. At work they clap promotions like they're blessings from above, then scroll the baby photos like a hymn book for their love. I smile like I'm enrolled in it. I nod at all the cues, but inside I'm standing sideways in politely worn out shoes. And sometimes scrolling futures that all look the same to me. I hear you should want this, why don't you want to agree? Am I broken or just different? Tell me, which is it today? Or am I failing at a game I never agreed to play? Everyone calls it common sense, like doubt is just delay. I see 1,000 lives could fit me, why is this one meant to stay? I don't hate the dream you're dreaming, I just can't wear it like you do. It fits the shape of other lives, my own keeps slipping through. They mark the years you didn't leave with sugar plates and cheer, then ask what's next as if the clock is screaming in your ear. A mate says you'll come round to kids like doubt's a childish phase. My dad just leaves the question there and lets the silence stay. And I'm not even angry, just impressed by how they tell a lifetime as a checklist you complete, then ring the bell. But late at night, the silence does that thing it loves to do. It asked who benefits the most from me standing in that queue. Am I broken or just different? Tell me, which is it today? Or am I failing at a game I never agreed to play? Everyone calls it common sense, like doubt is just delay. I see 1,000 lives could fit me, why is this one meant to stay? I don't hate the dream you're dreaming, I just can't wear it like you do. It fits the shape of other lives, my own keeps slipping through. I've seen them switch to happy when the living room's on show, while something raw and furious keeps burning down below. They call it meaning, call it home, then blink a little slow. A moment's slip of honesty, and they hope it wouldn't show. And the work-hard saints I know can't sit and simply talk. They pace their coffee like a task, they sprint instead of walk. They count their minutes like their pulse, then wonder why they're tense. You feel like time is something old, not something you can spend. Still there must be something in it, if the whole world wants the same. Some ancient little survival spell that whispers, join the game. So tell me, am I missing out on love and warmer skies? Or did I find a door to happiness they're scared to recognize? Am I broken or just different? Tell me, which is it today? Or am I failing at a game I never agreed to play? Everyone calls it common sense, like doubt is just delay. I see 1,000 lives could fit me, why is this one meant to stay? I don't hate the dream you're dreaming, I just can't wear it like you do. It fits the shape of other lives, my own keeps slipping through. So I'll toast to all their milestones, and I'll mean it, no offense, but I won't book my happiness in stages or suspense. If something has to join my life while I'm alive and free, I'll welcome it for what it is, not what it's meant to be. Because a life arranged for meaning, pre-approved and met, feels hollow right on schedule when fulfillment's finally set. Hey, thank you so much for listening. I'm Lindon Morrows, one of the voices behind Traveler's Mindset. If you like the music, drop a like, leave a comment, and ring the bell if you want to stay close. And take a little time to look around the channel. There's a whole world waiting for you here. Travel, philosophy, the mind, and songs from many different voices and styles. Until next time, take care. And I hope to see you again real soon.